We know her from shows such as Orange is the New Black, Better Things, and Miss Marvel, excuse me. She's also
Miss America. I'm okay.
I was going, that's where I was going. She's also a friend to the environment.
Yeah, please welcome back SAG Award-winning actress, producer, activist, and all-around changemaker, Alysia Reiner. And also joining us is Tzeporah Berman, founder and chair of Fossil Fuel Non-Proliferation Treaty Initiative. So good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
First of all, what a powerhouse team.
Yes.
Right? She's the real Miss America. She's going to change America.
And tell me, how did this happen?
Right.
I heard about the treaty. You know, I'm a big climate activist. I'm on the board of Earth Day Initiative, and I heard about the treaty, about just the logic of it, the smarts of it, how thoughtful it was. All the governments that were supporting it already, all of the scientists, the Dalai Lama. And I think as we look at change in this moment, this is one of the most powerful things we can do. The idea of non-proliferation, stopping making things, the fact that that wasn't talked about in the Paris Agreement, is so important in this moment.
So take us back, Tzeporah, to a little bit about how you kind of began the organization, first and foremost, and then how we got to where we are today.
I've worked on fossil fuels and oil and gas issues for decades, over 20 years. And honestly, when I first started realizing that our governments had been creating climate policy and negotiating international agreements to reduce pollution, but allowing the production of oil, gas, and coal just to increase, even though renewables at scale are cheaper, even though we have solutions in place, I thought maybe I was a little bit crazy. I was like, no, there must be something in the Paris Agreement and in domestic policy that constrains the production of the product. You would think, scientists,
logically,
economists would say we're cutting with only one half of the scissors.
That's right. That's right.
We're cutting demand. We're trying to cut demand, but we're not trying to cut supply.
Right.
And so I started searching the Paris Agreement. Well, where do the words oil, gas, and coal, exist in the agreement? They don't.
Isn't that something?
It's fascinating because climate policy is complicated, but what's not complicated is that the majority of the emissions trapped in our atmosphere, smothering the earth and causing the extreme weather, the floods, the fires, come from three things: oil, gas, and coal.
Right.
And we don't yet have agreements internationally or domestic policy to constrain the production of those products.
Right.
So we talk about emissions, right? But we don't talk about non-proliferation, like actually stopping making things. And I think one of the things that made me really want to support the treaty too is it's about a just transition so that both communities and workers are well taken care of in that transition. Because everybody gets scared when we talk about stopping gas production, stopping coal production. Like, what are all those humans going to do? And that's part of this treaty.
Okay. Are you encouraged, though, by the awareness that's out there now? I mean, yesterday's march. Was that encouraging to you?
Incredible.
It was massive, not just here in the U.S. I mean, we were marching in New York, and there were 75,000 people in the streets, which was an amazing experience. But also around the world. Over 500,000 people marched, hundreds and hundreds of marches and protests all over the world. It was really inspiring, and I think we're starting to see people come back out of their shells post-COVID, come back and call on decision makers to act. And let's be real, it was a hard summer. The smoke here in New York. I'm from Canada. The wildfires across my country, the thousands of people evacuated, the millions of forests that have burned. We need our decision makers to act now, and we are seeing some policy progress. But the fact is, our decision makers keep saying that they're addressing it as though it's emergency, and then they keep approving new oil, gas, and coal projects.
So when you look at things in the totality, right, because storms are getting stronger, the wildfires we keep talking about, I don't know whether California, Maui, Canada, whatever it may be. So, and you look to the leaders to do something, that may take some time. So what can a person do on an individual level at home, say use of plastics, for example, right? How can maybe 3 things you can do to lessen your use of plastics in a small way to contribute to a larger issue?
Absolutely. So I'm happy to speak on that. I also want to make clear to people, because a lot of people don't know this, plastics are fossil fuels. Like, a lot of people don't put that together.
They don't realize
but
it.
plastic is a petroleum product. And as we talk about this, we have to remember that all of these organizations, all of the people who are making so much money off of coal and gas are also the same people making money off of plastic. So for me, it's really helpful to think about someone is making money every time I make the decision to forget my coffee mug or forget my water bottle. And it's those things sound so simple, but if everybody carried around their own stuff, if everybody just decided metal, glass, no plastic, the world would change. Like, I think we have to really remember if everybody did it, things would really change. So yes, I do, like, I punish myself by if I don't have my coffee mug,
you don't have
get
coffee.
Yeah.
It's amazing when you do that, when you set a consequence for yourself, how often you bring your coffee mug, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
You know, I think that's really true. And I think it is important that we do everything we can in our lives to reduce our impact, especially because kids learn what they live. I'm a mom, and I think about that a lot.
Yeah.
But we have to stop thinking of ourselves just as consumers and start thinking of ourselves as citizens. Because we don't just need better light bulbs, better coffee mugs, we need better laws. And if we're going to get better laws, that means that citizens have to demand that of our elected officials because they work for us.
Which is what you were doing yesterday.
You know, march in the streets, write to your elected officials, make sure that they know that this is what you care about and you want them to reduce both production and use of fossil fuels and put in place the laws that are going to keep us safe.
Well, thank you so much for all the work that you do in bringing the awareness to our show and to our viewers this morning.
We could keep talking about this.
I know.
We're getting the yank.
We're getting the ramp.
But appreciate you both and your efforts and bringing to light such an important issue. Yeah.
Thank you.
Really, really important.